Jeff Carroll, I'm a science fiction writer and filmmaker, director, writer, screenplay writer, all that good stuff. And I'm the moderator of the panel, the Monster Panel, talking about superhero movies in 2016. And we'll include, like, since the history from the first one we liked, or the first one we thought they got it right. So that's who I am. Let's go down. Everybody introduce yourselves, and then I'll hit you back with the first question.
Yo, what up? Hello? Yo, what up? I'm Daniel Mart, and film critic, actor, audio love producer, writer for film and stuff. So, yeah, so many movies, I guess.
Hello, I'm William Gabriel McCarty. I am the artist of me and my brother's original series at the EXP. What? So I'm an artist, actor. I've been in acting and art school most of my life. I love anime, I love video games, I love comic books, movies, all that is all good. It's fun to play and once again, and
I'm Shadow, I'm a film director, music videos, movies, documentaries.
So we're not going to do, you guys, look how I'm talking into the mic. You got to talk into the mic like this. It was a weak power source. The plug wasn't in all the way. All right, so superhero movies. Are they the best movies out right now? Are they driving the film market? I mean, Black Panther broke records, but was that for all movies ever, or was it just for superhero movies? I'm not sure.
I'm actually not sure either.
Oh, and which one are you? What's your name?
Oh, Gabriel.
Gabriel, okay.
Go ahead, so have they always been good? Are they dominating right now?
I think they're definitely dominating right now. I don't know if they're like leading film in general right now, but they're definitely breaking the stereotypes. They're changing the way Hollywood looks at movies. So as far as I would definitely have to say that they're being more open to different ethnicities, to different sexualities, to just different ways of telling a story rather than the same rigmarole we've been through over and over again in Hollywood, where you can sit down and you know what's going to happen in the movie almost every single scene because it's the same thing over and over.
In other movies.
In other movies, yeah.
Superhero, they're changing it up a little bit.
As far as like what's allowed and Hollywood seeing what people actually want rather than what they think we want. So yeah, definitely superheroes are leading the change to allow Hollywood to open up its borders and to really just allow creativity to flow rather than be stagnant. What about you, Tony?
Well, superhero movies are basically a cash cow right now. So they're going to be driven by that, and they're going to milk it for what it's worth. To be honest, though, I'm not seeing a level of creativity through them. They're basically following a formula, and we'll keep seeing that formula as long as they keep making money. Some of the technology that is now available through visual effects is breaking new ground to be able to showcase some of these abilities and powers that we never really could have shown before with any kind of believability. So that's a big difference.
In terms of superhero movies, I think it's probably going to sound a little bit different, but I think we're in a third wave of superhero movies. And what I mean by that, I feel like the first wave was probably back in the 70s, 80s when you had the first Superman movie, first Batman movie. The second wave was in the turn of the century, right after Blade. Then you got the X-Men movies and the Spider-Man movies and all that stuff. I think this third wave of superhero movies that started back, I want to say at least 2 years back, because right now, like Gabe said, we do have different movies coming out. Like, for example, Black Panther, Wonder Woman, Logan, Split, for example, are the ones that are coming to mind right now. They're all different superhero movies in a sense. Because, for example, Split, you don't really see much in the entire Suicide Squad. Also, can make thing the same. But as well, Suicide Squad, Split, you don't really see like the villain's perspective that much. Wonder Woman is first successful female-led superhero film. Logan kind of took a genre in a different direction, made it more as a western, and made it grittier. Same thing with Deadpool in that regard as well. Now that's rated R.
Yeah, now they actually are accepting to
rated R films,
Right.
where before they just thought it was, just for the kids and everything like that, and they realized that no, just stick with the comics is what we want. It's not, you'll make more money by appeasing the fans than you will just trying to get as many people to come as possible.
Right, and then like in regards to Black Panther, because been breaking records. I mean, before that, we only have Blade and Spawn that came off the top of my head for black superheroes. Steel as well, but whatever. Yeah, and Steel.
No, let's forget.
Let's forget.
Rightfully so. Let's not even try to make it more than it really should be.
But you see my point,
Like
like
Spawn was awesome.
but you see my point, like we're getting more different films, and like in the upcoming years, which even this year alone, we're gonna have an animated Spider-Man movie, which the only animated superhero movie I can think of is The Incredibles, which also has a sequel coming out this year, and who knows how that's gonna go? It's probably not good, but because I feel like if The Incredibles had come out like maybe 5-6 years later, it would have been revolutionary in a sense in terms of the whole superhero genre at that time. But since it came out just when it was exploring during the second phase, second wave of superhero movies, it didn't really get that much attention in regards to how it portrays superheroes. Is what I mean. So yeah.
I don't know. I take a lot of what you all are saying, and I understand the cash cow element of it being, what you said, Shadow, in terms of the CGI catching up to the vision of the writer. But even when I was growing up and Batman was caping the side of a wall and his cape was falling towards the wall, meaning they weren't even walking sideways up a building, Batman was still hot and popping. Superman was hot and popping in black and white. I grew up on Wonder Woman and Linda Carter spinning around. I remember Incredible Hulk. Now, the Captain America TV show didn't really take off, but what I think happened was there was a diversified element to filmmaking that television did not really cater to. Catering to one market is what kept superhero films tight. And this Blade movie was really, like many people say, a Wesley Snipes movie. But what it did was bring in an element that was the comic book fan to that. And then when they did X-Men, they already knew that they had to appeal to a larger audience. And I think that in their writing is what made the superhero movies a lot more appealing. I do think special effects had a lot to do with it. I can't imagine seeing Iron Man any way other than with the special effects. But I watched Godzilla walk in man suits and, Mothra and Rodan fly on wires. So modern day special effects wasn't, or old special effects wasn't a hindrance. I think they did add to it. I mean, Christopher Reeve still to me is the best Superman, and he had old special effects. So I do think special effects adds to it, but I think it's more than just the special effects.
It's the fandom. It's how much you love
The
it.
fandom, you think because the fans grew over time, you think there's just more fans now than there were when we say, what was the first era? We'll say Christopher Reeve, Superman, you think? Yeah, and Michael Keaton, Batman. Do we just think that there are more fans
No,
now?
not more. Explain.
Not so much more fans, more variety. I mean, we have people that grew up with the very first comics, back when there were no superheroes. Yeah, but it's not so much that there are more now than there ever have been. It's the amount of different types of fans that we have. We have the old school fans that grew up with you know, back when all heroes were fighting were Nazis and regular, you know, looters. And then all of a sudden now we have, you know, characters like Darkseid, who, you know, is an interdimensional enslaver of worlds and all that. And so we have the old school fans, we have the ones who grew up with the cartoon series, we have the new comics, we have, you know, now the movies more, I think for the first time ever, it's really its own continuity of the universe. They are literally writing their own continuity from movie to movie. It's an interconnected story between all these superheroes rather than this is a Batman movie, this is a Superman movie, this is a Wonder Woman movie. No, they are all together, and if you watch them out of sequence, you'll actually be a little lost because it's changed so much.
Okay, now we all love movies on the panel. Is that correct? Okay.
Definitely.
Your number one movie, is it a superhero movie in your top 5 or number 1? Think about it. I'm going to say mine wasn't a top 5 until maybe a couple of years ago, and they started making my top 5. Movies add another element to storytelling that I think comic book movies learn to incorporate, and they brought something with them. Like when you were mentioning the element of writing for kids and them being kid stories, part of why I don't see it like that is because I grew up with them. But maybe people that weren't kids when I was young did not see it that way, and they said, oh, they're comic books. The kid movies, they're just televised cartoons, because even cartoons now are not only for kids, they're for all ages.
They haven't been for a long time.
Right.
Even back in the day with like Fritz the Cat and all that.
Well, Fritz the Cat was fringe. It wasn't mainstream. It wasn't mainstream, but now we have Cartoon Network that has Adult Swim, and those are all separated by the time slot for an older audience. You have Archer, you have all these stuff that we didn't have on TV before.
Well, in my childhood, I mean, we had
Batman the animated series. That was
But
at
you were
least for
still
a
a
cartoon.
child.
Yeah, but there were plenty of things in there that if my parents saw, they would have been like, what are you watching?
Right. So we have the Simpsons.
Or anime.
We have Family Guy, and those are a lot of adult cartoons. So even cartoons has grown up.
South Park,
and
yeah.
South Park. So I guess
Beavis and Butthead.
yes.
Well, that's more new.
I'll say that I think probably more evident with Netflix. I think it's just been, Smallville and all these other young shows for television. And when Netflix said, we're going to do a Jessica Jones, we're going to do a Daredevil, it's going to be bloody, people's going to die, and it's going to be more true to the Frank Miller comic book, I think that really had a lot to do with the recognition that there is an adult audience to comic books. And I remember when I read the comic book to Daredevil, just how he got his name in the comic book and how they changed it up for the television show made it a lot more believable for me and something that I accepted a lot more. Let me just go ahead and quickly advance it and ask you, what is your favorite comic book movie? Daniel, you can go first, and then we'll go all the way down. And I want you to struggle through the answer of this question.
I'm already struggling.
Right. Even if you have to narrow it down to 3 before you can just say today's number 1, with the exception that you may change it tomorrow or you may change it this evening. What is your number 1 comic book movie, guys? Shadow, think. I know you gave your answers earlier, so if they haven't changed, then jump right in. No, you don't have no time. You gotta tell me. Go ahead. What's your answer? Gabriel, come on.
All right, I don't know if this is my 100% answer, but one of my favorite comics growing up when I was a kid was Spawn. So being able to see that movie for the first time when it came out, it's always held a place in my heart. It's always held a place in my childhood, my fan, obsession and everything else. So seeing that on the big screen for the first time or any time now, I mean, plenty of times, if I'm taking a break from drawing for the characters or anything like that, I'll sit down and read Spawn comics or watch the movie, or heck, the animated series. So that was a big one for me. I don't know if it's my number one because there's so many. Call me, buddy. But right off the top of my head, that's what comes into my mind. Spawn.
So nothing that Marvel has done in the 2000s, because Spawn came out when? In the 90s, right? So none of this stuff that Shadow and I think is important, CGI, none of this stuff has rivaled what they did in the 90s.
Well, okay, no, I won't say that because for one, as much as I love that movie,
So you're capable of saying superhero movies are getting worse.
Sometimes it depends on the film.
So as a total, they did their best movie in their 90s. Is what you're saying?
No. You asked what's my favorite movie. I'm being biased here. This is because it's my favorite comic of all time, so it really affects me. Honestly, I think the best superhero movie though I've seen.
And maybe the story just connected to you, and because that story was so hot. But in terms of movie, there's always more than just the story.
Oh yeah, no. It was the performance. It was all that. The only thing that bothered me about the original Spawn movie was the hell scene. Because even as a kid, I was like, that looks fake. Because the green screen back then, there was better green screen than that for sure. And that one scene was like, but this is, the reveal of Malfolgia, and hell, why does it look like this? But as far as the best superhero movie, in my opinion, I've seen so far. No, you said favorite.
You did say favorite.
Right.
Favorite and best?
Best superhero movie. Best.
For me, I have to say, because I'm a big critic, and I judge harshly, but I saw almost no problems with Winter Soldier. Whether it was the action, the storytelling, the plot development, the acting, as far as I'm concerned, it's one of the best films I've ever seen. Winter Soldier, I feel, that I've seen is the best superhero movie.
Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Okay. Now, did you say that before?
Yeah.
I thought you said Civil War.
No, I like Civil War.
You said Captain America, the original one.
I was mistaken.
Okay.
It was definitely Winter Soldier. The reason why is because that was the one where they really showed Captain America being Captain America.
Right, being in charge, leader.
You got to see that side of him. You got to see how he used his shield and how powerful he was against everybody. And that was what was really cool about seeing that on the screen. And I was never a Captain America fan.
Same.
Yeah, I was just like, but that was a cool movie.
So can we ask, was anybody a Captain America fan?
I gotta prove
Right,
it.
exactly. We all seen him.
I wasn't
familiar with his lunchbox and all that, but I didn't like him.
My hero, as far as superheroes, when I was young, was Wolverine. I loved Wolverine. Didn't like his movies.
You're 5'8", 5'9", you got that little guy
Just
energy, that
didn't
little
like his movies until Logan. Logan was great. I enjoyed it, but it showed, the weaker side of him, which is not what we enjoy as superhero movies. We really like to see them do some of their amazing stuff.
With Heath Ledger.
It was good.
It
was good, but it was a different type of superhero movie. You don't judge it in the same as like a Superman movie or a Marvel movie. They haven't gotten it right. They haven't gotten it right.
Hopefully they'll get it. They're getting it. They're still trying. That's the only positive.
If we think the movies are bad, we should talk about the video games.
We can talk about I'm gonna go.
Okay, that we got to do a whole panel on video games. In the stories in the video games in that way, not necessarily gameplay. But that is good.
You said Logan?
No, he said Winter Soldier.
Oh,
And that's true for Winter Soldier, but I'm still going to
I'll
do this one.
Although I do agree with Winter Soldier, I want to choose something different just to highlight other movies, essentially. So
okay, so you're going to go with one. You're going to give us one.
I'm going to go with this would be
the best.
Okay. Best?
Is that Winter Soldier?
Can you have best and favorite?
Well, yeah. You can do
Even
that.
after that, I wouldn't say Winter Soldier is the best, in my
Okay.
opinion. It's one of the best, not the best in my opinion.
Okay.
That's the thing. In regards to, I'd actually go with Logan, to be honest, because of the fact that you do show that vulnerable side of him, to be honest. Because yes, you don't like to see that, but you know, not every like you think of superheroes as indestructible. You know, nothing can kill them, but
Except Superman.
true. But still, like you think of
Superman
them.
is an Earth hero. Take him off of Earth and he's immortal.
True. But like still, like you don't you. It's one of those things you don't want to see them vulnerable, but you kind of like to. At least in my opinion, you like to see them vulnerable. For me, because
As long as it's not Iron Man 3.
I didn't mind Iron Man 3 to be honest. But besides, it's not one of the best for sure. But no. Besides, like for me, I like to see Wolverine vulnerable, and you know, because it kind of brings an interesting perspective. And you know, not just Wolverine, but you know what he do with like this child needs to take care of. What he has to do. What does he have to do to take care of Professor X? He's basically dying, but at the same time, he may be taking a few 100,000 lives with them, you know? So, you know, I just like that interesting perspective.
I have had my best superhero movie change almost every other year. Okay, that's why I came at you for it. Right, that's why I came at you for saying that Spawn was, because I'm like, dude, right, favorite. I even think my favorite has changed. You know, I even think my favorite has changed. I'm going to say it even changed up to 3 weeks ago because I'm going to go with Black Panther. I mean, you can discredit it because I'm black, but no, I don't mind that. But I can support it and tell you a lot of reasons why. No, but
I have to see it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with my family.
right. Now, before that, I definitely think Winter Soldier is one of my favorites. One of the ones I think that's in the discussion for the best. I also personal was Age of Ultron. Reasons why is, oh, here we go, bring your chair up. I think you can sit at that end over there.
I liked everything except Ultron.
Okay. I'll say this. I watched the cartoon, I reread the comic book for Ultron, and so Keith, you'll follow me, all right, in terms of your answer. We're answering what is the best superhero movie? Your answer. So, okay, take a seat. We're going to get the audience. As soon as our panelists finish, we're going to hear from the audience. But my answer is definitely Black Panther. But what I liked about Age of Ultron in comparison to Winter Soldier was I don't think the story wasn't tight. I think it was a good story. I liked the relaxation that the heroes had, and they got to talk to each other as regular people. But I loved Ultron's attitude. I loved his personality. Then I also loved the Hulk versus Iron Man fight, which I think was the best fight in superhero movies. You know, I think it was the best. Yeah, it was better than Superman. Now it might not have been better than Superman. It still was better than Superman versus the rest of the Justice League. That was good. I love that too.
Was that the best one?
Right.
No way, he can see me.
Yes, and he says it in full speed. Now, I also like in those ensemble wars, Captain America: Civil War. You can't take away from Falcon.
That's my answer.
Yeah, and Ant-Man. So you can't really answer. So now, why do I say I love Black Panther so much? Is because I really like Netflix and their television shows. Now, follow me on this. What I like about Netflix, particularly Jessica Jones, Daredevil, and Luke Cage. Not Iron Fist. We're not going to mention Iron Fist, and I'm not going to mention Punisher, but because I don't think he's a superhero. I think Punisher is a Nick Fury. No, Batman. No, Batman equips himself with superhero accessories. And so,
like Spider-Man, except he also has power.
Well, Spider-Man has power. So now here, this is why I like Black Panther. because of Netflix showing how heroes can fully function in a normal world. That, to me, takes superhero stories to beyond fake. And up until then, they were fake to me. Up until Netflix, they were kind of fake. Now, what I like about Black Panther is not only does it bring the real world realness, they bring a real world conflict between the African Americans and Africans and futuristic technology that I saw hinted to in Captain America when he took on Hydra, but Hydra was still fake. If Hydra had been the Nazis, then it would have been a lot better. When they went to Luke Cage, he's dealing with crime in the urban community, which is a real world issue. You know, Batman even did it in a comic book, but he didn't do it in a movie. So for that element, I like it. And that's what steps it up from, say, the Winter Soldiers and Ultron, because I like the fact that they dropped the city, and I like that, but the collateral damage would have created much more human mental post-trauma stress. So let me let Keith go, and then I'll get you. All right, Keith, please tell us who you are, and thank God for making it. I said we got to start at 4 because Keith's supposed to be here. So tell us who you are.
Yeah, slide down. I'll make sure you're in the frame.
Hey, what's going on? I am Keith Wade, writer, actor, director, filmmaker, professor of all this stuff, all these things geek. I am the host of Sci-Fi Saturdays with Keith Wade, a live podcast, happens every first Saturday of the month. Really, really cool. I'm going to be somewhat of a contrarian, and I'm going to submit for my favorite, I mean, it's not really my favorite, but just for the sake of being contrarian, I'm going to say Unbreakable is my favorite superhero movie.
How does M. Night Shyamalan make anybody's list?
It made my list.
We did a movie.
Oh!
And I said that just to mess with you, Jeff.
I would like Spawn more than that.
No way. Here's why Unbreakable was a great superhero movie, because you didn't know it was a superhero movie.
What's wrong with that?
Good comeback.
My favorite superhero is Incredible Hulk.
Based on your logic,
Yes.
what you were just, you have your logic against you. You said you didn't want, you want a real world situation.
Yes,
issue.
no doubt. I want a real world scenario, but I also wanted to have superheroes, which are
I got you. Watchmen. That's my favorite movie, by the way.
Okay.
I freaking love Watchmen. Yeah, I read the comics.
Now, I read the comic books. I even bought the novelization of it, and I respect it. What I like about
The Watchmen and what I like about Black Panther and a lot of the movies that we cited is when they make the comic book even more realistic in the movie. And the way they changed the ending to Watchmen was what took the Watchmen to the next level.
I agree.
You know, Keith, I'll show you why I don't like my logic applied too much. Is what I don't like about Gotham is that they don't have Batman and other superheroes in the movie, in the TV show, and that's real world only. There's no superheroes in it.
no, I don't think so.
I mean, they have
What? Really?
in Gotham.
They combined Joel Shoemaker's corniness, you know, the tongue-in-cheek, like, with Christopher Nolan's grittiness.
Right.
You know, so they wanted to go for camp, and there's a degree of camp in Gotham. And the thing about Gotham is it's more focused on the villains than it is the actual superheroes.
Right.
And so that's where the superhero, super villain element comes in. I'm not necessarily a great fan of Gotham. I like it,
Right.
but I honestly like Flash a little bit more.
Okay, I like Flash.
I'll agree with you on that. I like Flash. Now, we're going to flip it because I definitely want to go to television, and I know we're supposed to be talking about superhero movies. But let's talk about elements of the movies that they got right, and then throw in the ones that they got wrong. So we're going to mix that up with things that movies that had a really good component to it that we may want to say we're going to throw in the trash. Okay, because if we just talk about trash superhero movies, there's so many of them that I don't want to destroy the industry because there's so many that got right, and sometimes you got to do something wrong to get to the right ones. So like with Black Panther and Winter Soldier, which people do vote as really good movies, you had to deal with Elektra, you had to deal with Ghost Rider, you had to deal with that Fantastic Four with Michael B. Jordan, So there's a whole lot. So let's not mention too much trash, but I want to hear when they got it really bad and some, an element that was really unique to a movie that might be trash.
What's the bottom of your list? Superhero movie. You throw it around. Stop thinking so hard. For personal reasons.
I'm trying to think what's actually good of those movies. That's the thing.
What's the worst one? The worst one you've seen, or you didn't even waste time seeing it?
Fantastic Four. The second one, Silver Surfer, whatever it's called.
Oh, Silver Surfer was the worst.
One of the words. There is one thing.
Green Lantern. Green Lantern was better than. Worse than. Was better than Silver Surfer.
I had more fun with it. It was better.
I like Silver Surfer character, so I can't say that I can't trash the whole movie, and I like Jessica Alba.
Don't we all?
Right, so I can't trash. To me, there was Suicide Squad was worse than Fantastic Four.
Oh no, okay. Whoa. Back up.
I love Harley Quinn, and I'm giving it to her, but to me, Suicide Squad was trash. That's me. That's fine. Now, the Suicide Squad itself, I like the concept. Oh, we got an extra.
You're right. No. I heard what you said. I heard what you said right now. It's like
this clown again.
No.
So, did you want to give us your worst movie? Worst superhero. Okay, since you didn't answer the best.
Green Lantern.
But I don't even think that's as bad as
Batman and Robin.
as Ghost Rider.
No. Batman and Robin. The thing about Batman and Robin, it's bad, but it's hilarious.
Take shots.
That's the thing. It's one of the movies where it's like you can laugh and have a good time with friends because of it.
I know another good movie like that. Howard the Duck.
Another one. The Green Lantern. The thing about Green Lantern, it's bad because it's bad. There's nothing funny in it. There's nothing in
Or the 90s Captain America movies.
Yeah, that one too.
No, well, see,
Let's stick to, get a chair. Well, we can go back to the 90s. We can go back all the way there. But let's stick to 2000 we'll say post Blade and Spawn. Okay, so what's the worst superhero movie post Blade, post Spawn in this modern? What do you want to call this modern era? Second era. Okay, so you said Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four. What do you say, Gabriel?
Man of Steel. Are we talking?
Your brother has an opinion. Don't.
We're like clones. No, are we talking personally or as a movie that we felt? Like
your personal answer. Don't give us the public answer. You're
no. I mean that I think it's horrible because as a fan what it did to me, or that I actually think is the worst movie.
Give me those two. Give us both. You have one on each list, so give us both. And people, you can take chairs from other places if you want to join in. Go ahead.
I got it.
That Shadow, give it to Shadow.
Superman Returns.
Which one? Christopher Reeve?
No, but Superman Returns. Terrible movie.
For a whole lot of reasons, right?
Yeah, mainly because they turned Superman into he wasn't Superman. He was a stalker.
Right. Yeah.
And he was weak.
Right.
Like just straight up weak all the way through. And it was basically the first Superman all over again. And Lex Luthor, and yeah, he's going after land again.
Right.
I'm gonna give you my worst and best.
I thought you already gave us your best.
Okay.
You said Unbreakable, right?
Well,
That
but here's
was to
why.
get on my nerves.
That was to get on your nerves.
Drinks all around. Water for everybody.
Here's why, and here's why. Catwoman was the worst superhero movie that I saw.
Which one?
Catwoman.
That's a good one. There's always hate. Why you gotta hate for Halle Berry?
No, it's not Halle Berry. It's not based on her. It's based on the villain. It's your movie is only as good as your bad guy.
Yeah, well, sometimes there's no villain.
It was Sharon Stone, bro.
I know, but
Sharon Stone.
yeah.
Really?
The villain in Iron Man is a piece of crap, let's be honest.
That was a good movie.
Fantastic movie. Iron Man.
No.
The first one?
Yeah.
That wasn't bad.
The villain.
To his point,
Tony.
it's to his point
Come
that
on,
he said that
It was spooky.
he was likable at the most, but it was a lazy
the
concept.
current trend that's in movies right now. It can't be a bad movie.
No. He was talking about the villain only.
He started it.
Right.
It started it.
Right,
Regardless of the villain, you don't have any movie that tops
but the thing is,
Iron Man.
the thing
You
is
don't
that
have Spider-Man, you have Iron Man.
I understand that. But
Spider-Man came out before Iron Man. And it didn't. No.
Spider-Man
You count those Spider-Man.
You have a nerd
You
argument.
count those
A
Spider-Man.
nerd argument. Yes.
which one? Wait,
Garbage.
What?
Number two.
Okay, hold on. Are you including the middle part? Because I'll agree that the middle part of all of those Tobey Maguires was corny. But the last part, I'll probably go to the
Wait.
That's what I want. But the beginning, you can't go to the Spider-Man.
No. Okay, for me, when it comes to Spider-Man movies,
We can agree on
Like-
the best movie, but we can't agree
no,
on the worst.
when it comes to Spider-Man movies, in my personal opinion, I feel like the two best.
Hold on.
You're gonna say
Who
Homecoming
is
is also
this
the worst
guy?
Who am I?
Are you a panel villain? Tell us who you are.
Oh yeah, I am a penalty.
Okay, there you go.
No. We hosted the media match panels here. I'm a selfish guy.
And the best part is he's not shown on camera. So
I'm not showing the camera at all. So I'm giving you content. I don't need to.
We gotta change that.
You don't have to.
All right, folks, there he is.
Okay, fine. Okay, no. If you really need to know, I am fine. Okay, fine. My name is Pedro Taisa. I am the media nut. I'm the leader of the Random Ramblers, Random Ramblers Productions, and we host the media match panels here in Hero Hype. So that's really much who I am. Going on with the opinions, I mean, I find it hard to believe that no one would like. Me personally, my favorite Spider-Man movies are Spider-Man: Homecoming and Spider-Man 2. I find it hard to believe that you think that Spider-Man 2 is bad.
Okay, Tobey Maguire is the problem.
Right.
Okay, but take Tobey.
No,
Okay.
you can't remove Tobey Maguire. He is Spider-Man.
But there's so much other stuff
Peter
that
Parker.
they may have gotten right.
Okay,
I'm-
he's Peter Parker. Okay, I'll play that role with you.
Tobey
And then I'll tell
Maguire
you, and then I'll
plays-
tell you.
Okay.
Give me Batman.
I'm holding Hello Kitty.
And then tell me who they are, right? And then scale Batman's based on who acted as Batman. And I guarantee you will scale
Kevin
them
Conroy.
based on who acted them.
Kevin Conroy.
But I will
Kevin
see your
Conroy.
Tobey Maguire and raise you Sandman. I will raise you other elements
Yes,
of the
he was
story.
so
I will
good.
raise you Venom. See, to me, a trash movie.
Wait. I want to hear this out.
What I'm saying is, for a movie to be, for a movie to make my trash can, right? There's got to be almost nothing good about it.
Okay.
And so what I'm saying is,
Exactly. That's why she can go in the trash can. But I'll say the same thing about Ghost Rider. I didn't really like that. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
But I will say in Spider-Man, there's elements of it that I'll watch because it had good CGI. And the stories weren't horrible. Like, I love the way they introduced him fighting and his uncle got. Right. No, but Tobey Maguire is Spider-Man, but the way his uncle got, and maybe I am going at Ghost Rider because I don't like Nicolas Cage. So maybe you're right. But I can't destroy the whole picture because of that. There's elements of some movies that I don't like anything about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I say.
I feel like going on with Spider-Man Trump. I think
Are, like, no matter what your opinions on, you gotta admit Doc Ock was one of the best villains. He was. Here's why. He was dangerous, but he was dangerous because he felt he was right. Whenever there's a villain like that, they're always a good villain.
Adrian Veidt and Watchmen.
But that's
my man.
And you felt for him. You felt for Doc Ock. You felt for what he was doing. He lost his wife. He lost his projects. He lost everything.
He lost his limbs.
And it's like,
And that's the same thing I was saying. You liked Black Panther because of Eric Killmonger.
Right.
You liked Civil War because of Robert Redford's character.
Right.
These things, these elements, your antagonist drives your protagonist.
But I like
This is the same argument that I have. Why is Iron Man so good, even though Warmonger is bad? Warmonger is a terrible villain.
He was a better actor. He's a good actor. He's a good actor. He's a good actor.
I don't think he was bad. I think the movie suffered. Okay, here's another villain.
The first Iron Man is a little bit. Hold on. Here's why Iron Man worked. Because Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr.'s portrayal of Iron Man, he was both a protagonist and an antagonist in one. He was fighting himself.
Right.
So that's why you like.
actually, going off of that, kind of piggybacking off of what you said, the same thing could be said technically about Civil War. Mainly because in reality, we were watching the movie mainly through Cap's point of view. We saw the point of view of multiple characters, but the movie is Captain America Civil War, not Marvel Civil War. So with that, we were able to see, technically, the antagonist of the movie was Iron Man, in a sense. Antagonist. No. Civil War, in my opinion, is one of the best Marvel movies. In my top three.
It's a good movie overall.
It's a good movie overall.
It's good.
Huh? No, Civil War's amazing.
He's disagreeing.
Oh, I want to hear why. Why do you?
Okay, here. I'll agree with you with Iron Man being the villain.
Not a villain, an antagonist.
Yeah, antagonist. However, here's the thing. There's a thing.
Speak to me and my Hello Kitty.
No, I like Kitty out of
Okay, like I said, there's the antagonist and then there's the villain. Remember, even in Civil War, you had the other guy played by Daniel Bruhl, whatever, Zemo, whatever the fuck his name was.
Zemo.
Right. Okay. Yeah. The problem I had is because of the fact is with his character and the fact that his plan to like expose the troubles within the whole Avengers and all this shit makes no fucking sense at all. And look, and the basic idea makes sense. Okay, they'll give you that. However, the way he goes about it is just so convoluted. The only reason it actually works out is because he gets lucky. For example, what if y'all took a camera in the middle of forest ready to record what's his face? Bucky Barnes killing Iron Man's parents, okay? For example, and not even that, what are the odds that Iron Man's gonna follow Captain America to this secret compound in the middle of who the fuck knows nowhere in this island? What are the odds it's gonna happen? It's just convenient, it's just plot convenience. That's the problem I have with the whole movie.
Should we compare it to Superman versus Batman?
Yes. I think that is pretty good.
I
think Superman is pretty good.
Right. I do think what you're saying is a good point, because when I saw that Bucky footage, I was like, well, how did they get that filming of him killing Iron Man's parents? But, I mean, they could have done it first person and had a live feed put in Bucky's head, and he recorded himself, and then you see it from his perspective.
Actually, I kind of have a very similar way of just explaining.
Okay, explain that footage for us. But you know, even if you can't explain it, I will say that it doesn't destroy the film in the way of trash really destroys it. I'm just gonna say is we got 15 minutes more, and I want to ask 2 more questions. So let's go off and run with it, but I'm coming back. Okay? Yeah, let him answer it.
Oh no, okay.
I'm not saying Civil War is bad. I'm just saying it's not as good as I think. That's it. I never said it was bad. I said I don't think it's as good as. I just said it was as good as think it is.
Look, okay. Well, I mean, I think we're thinking a little too. It's not really. The footage just happened to be there. Okay, fine. I feel. Let's think of Baron Zemo for a moment. What happened? His family was killed during the events of Sokovia, during Ultron, and he wants revenge. Honestly, the simple answer is that it wasn't part of his plan all this time. Again, like I'm guessing right after he had the knowledge, he had the ability to find all these ex-Hydra agents. I'm guessing what it was is while he was looking for them to get revenge, he just happens to come across it. He just happens to come across the footage. It's like, you know what? This is how I'll get to you.
Where was the camera? This was the 70s or 60s. There weren't cameras everywhere. So, especially in the middle of a fucking forest. So,
oh no, then that's just weird. Yeah, that's just weird. No, that's just weird. But I don't think it destroys the movie.
No, but
it just creates potholes.
Okay.
It just, I mean, it momentarily breaks the realism.
Well, then again, remember that in Captain America, Captain America took place during the Holocaust, right? And like, keep in mind, remember during the Stark Expo, they already were unveiling a hover car. They were unveiling a hover car during Holocaust times.
So that's good. They could have had some.
They could have done some technology existed, and it was high tech during that time. They could have done some. I don't know.
We can cover it. I'll show you how we can cover it.
Okay. My favorite superhero movie was still around in the 60s, right? That being Wakanda. What if Wakanda had some technology stolen? That was now because they did give Captain America the vibranium to make a shield, so maybe they can cover Daniel's little plot hole by saying, you know, your grandfather's the one that gave him these little drone cameras, and that's how your father. But I still think my solution of them being able to videograph Bucky's mind and have that videograph footage become what they show Captain America to piss him off, that would have been Bucky's brain-free feed. Okay? So now, right, that's why I'm a writer, guys. Okay, no, you almost made me forget my other question. Well, I'm going to ask this, which was going to be my last question, because I almost forgot it and I remember it. And one comment I wanted to make, and I'm allowed to make comments. I have been on a panel. Right. No. It's a monster panel. I'm just a moderator. Okay, so you did mention Doc Octavius, and who was it that said it was bad? I think the gentleman left. All right, but what I liked about the Spider-Man Octavius scene was when he came awake and his tentacles started to come alive. That shit was as scary as Independence Day when they were in the lab and you saw him move. I'm right. It was almost copying, but it was good. You know, because it was appropriate copying. When you copy something and there's an appropriate use for it, I like it. All right, so inspiring. Let's do it. Whatever you want to call it. You don't have to pay. It's not plagiarism. Okay, so this is my last question that I was going to use until I think of the other question again, because I'm old, right? Oh, here it is. Here's the second one. What movie superhero movie, made you like a character that you never liked before? Or, right, you answered it. or dislike a character that you like. And I will start off by saying Luke Cage. I didn't dislike him, but they okay. I can say Thor. Thor is my other one. Thor is another character that I didn't necessarily dislike, but I had no love for him. I didn't like the hammer. I didn't like anything about him. And now he's cool to me. Now since even the first movie, he became cool to me. I have to think of a character that the movies destroyed for me. I don't know yet. I don't know. I still, so I don't know that. I'll come back. But a movie that either made you love that you never liked before or hated that you did like.
Okay, so for love, Guardians of the Galaxy, mostly because before that I've never even heard of who they were, so that's the first one I can think of.
Did you dislike them?
I never knew them, so that's the first thing. So that's the first one that pops up to mind. As for what's a movie, for dislike, the X-Men series, the first three, made me hate the shit out of Cyclops, because in the comics he's a great character, he's a smart character. In the movies, this is a whiny little kid. I have a problem with Logan about him almost stealing his girlfriend or whatever. And who really gives a shit? And he goes out like a bitch in the third movie. Good job.
Okay.
So as far as making me like a character that I never really liked before, I already said Winter Soldier for Captain America. And the other one is no. I mean that made me like Captain America and make me want to get into the comics in general, because before it was like, okay, yeah, he is the patriot, he is the representation for America. It's like I really don't give a crap. All right, I grew up with Spidey and Spawn and Witchblade and all that stuff, and I don't Venom. Well, there was one that hurt me. I agree with you with Thor. I feel the same way. I never really liked Thor before. I mean, I thought Norse mythology, religion, whatever you want to call it, from the past was really cool. Well, even back then, I still thought it was cool. But Thor, the character with his little wing hat and everything else, and just what he did, was like, I had no interest in it. What ruined a movie that ruined a character for me? Nothing can ever ruin Venom for me, but Spider-Man 3 definitely, that whatever Shark Boy was there definitely caused me problems. But
now we have a new one to look forward to.
A new one to look forward to hating. What the heck is that movie about?
Now that I think about it, it's like
it looks real good vibrating on that dream. So that looks real painful.
You're making me cry, man.
Before we go to Shadow, I thought of a hero that they ruined for me, and that was, and we're still sticking with Spider-Man, the end of Spider-Man, the Rhino. And that, my superhero, one of my favorite superheroes is still Incredible Hulk, and that was his nemesis was Rhino, and for them to bring him into this cinematic universe in a costume like that and being some psychotic guy with no background, like, and then, I mean, I would say Jamie Foxx as Electro is tied for horrible guy, but
they just slung as many villains as they could. So like, we need to get to the Sister Six.
All right, shout out to
let the other people talk.
Well, I said Captain America. I had no real understanding of him from a comic book point of view or anything. But also Deadpool. No, I didn't know Deadpool. Yeah, and then all of a sudden it was like, okay, who's this character? He breaks the fourth wall. All right, he's cool. That's all it was.
I always thought it was annoying. I saw the movie, I was like, dang, this is way
Anybody
better than I thought it would be.
Anybody that they ruined?
I'm going with Daredevil. In that Ben Affleck killed it for me, but Netflix brought it back for me. So,
They brought it back.
I'm almost feeling that Ghost Rider, dog. Ghost Rider's still dead for me, man.
Bullshit, Ghost Rider.
That damn Nicolas Cage, man, they should take his side card, like not let him do this shit anymore, dog. He's gonna ruin everything, bro.
There's a lead-in with Ghost Rider that I'm open to through no, not through Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but through Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
You know, now because Doctor Strange introduces magic, now there's a lead-in for Ghost Rider to come back and be reimagined into more of a realistic without Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, there's a new Avengers comic coming out that has Ghost Rider and Doctor Strange as Avengers. So.
Right. They still gotta explain Doctor Strange is coming on Ghost Rider's motorcycle.
Yeah. Honestly, for me, it's a really easy answer. X-Men Origins Wolverine ruined Deadpool, and that Deadpool saved Deadpool. I mean, I think that's the easiest answer out of all. It's like
he wasn't so horrible. It was like
he was in no way was he Deadpool.
He was pre-mouthless.
Mine was Superman and Man of Steel.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, Man of Steel really screwed up Superman.
And which one made
Killed the whole planet. Krypton had its chance.
No, it wasn't even just that. It's just the fact that it's like I feel like the thing that really made me angry in Man of Steel is the fact that at the very end of the movie they destroy the thing that made Superman Superman. Superman is the golden boy. He's the Boy Scout. He's the goody two shoes.
Tell that to Darkseid's broken face after he
Well, Darkseid was the impotent one with no genitals.
It's weird because the way that the DCEU is making it, they completely switched Batman and Superman's characters in a way. Where like Superman's the one who's brooding and wants to kill everything, while Batman's like, you know what? I think we can do this. We can make things better. And I'm like, did you guys just kind of like switch brains or something? What?
So here we'll go for the last question.
If you can't see what is happening is the whole convention is breaking down. So we're like we're shutting it down. All right. It's been a good Hero Hype. Give a high five to the Hero Hype fam. All right. So the last question is always we've seen Infinity Wars be moved up. We've seen Black Panther get green lighted for a sequel. And there's other things that are rumbling. Black Panther better get a trilogy, not just a sequel. Other hero films, it's got to go 3. They went 3 deep for everybody else. They got to go 3.
Honestly, I feel like Black Panther and Spider-Man, they're both going to be the face of the MCU when Phase 4 hits.
So now, the question is appropriately to close out with is what is something you're looking forward to in superhero movies that is either on the way or you would like to call into fruition? All right.
Movies, not shows. Right?
Movies, not television shows. You can say anything. I'm going to say I would love to see. Among other things, and I may add on as y'all talk, but I'm going to say I would love to see a Killmonger movie. You know, I would love to see them explore it through a villainous, heroish, convoluted, appropriate guy. I think he's deeper than Loki, you know, because Loki stole a lot of Thor's movies, and he never, you know, I don't want to see a Loki movie because it still would be Thor in there, but I think Killmonger could get his own movie, and I would like to see that. Among some other things, I also want to see Blade come back. I would like to see Luke Cage get his movie. I would like to see Misty Knight get a movie. But let me just say, Killmonger movie, probably the leader of the pack. And Dora Milaje, what's the group? Dora Milaje. I don't care what they get, whether it's a comic book, a movie, or a TV show. Give those young ladies something. All right, here we go.
I can't wait for the Aquaman movie, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just
I cannot wait to see a drunk man.
Hell yeah. Just one more?
Okay, let me, Daniel, I respect that because I like my man from Game of Thrones. However, if they don't Wakanda out Atlantis, then they don't need to do it. If they do some bullshit Atlantis like they did in the movie, right? Okay, they need to trick out and fully flush out. Imagine, give him a sister, give him some other cool people that make his movie complete like they did with Black Panther.
What you just said? I just realized Aquaman is the Black Panther of the DC. No, let me explain.
A hidden city king, yes.
Hidden City King, the whole origin of the idea is that he's against the idea of helping the other superheroes fight their battles. It's like
we only care for ourselves and stuff, and it's like it's a very similar concept when you think about it.
Oh yeah, but like.
Hurry up, guys. We got 3 minutes.
Yeah, I just want to see them do a Superman movie the right way.
There we go.
I don't know when that's going to happen, but they got to figure it out.
Nice.
I am really looking forward to the Marvel Disney version of the X-Men.
Oh, that'll be good.
Which will be a real X-Men movie.
Will be a real.
First Class was good.
But we're
Hey,
saying
granted, those movies were great, but now we got an X-Men that's going to be a little bit more gritty, and I'm going to give you all a couple of spoilers. Tika Sumpter is going to be cast as the new Storm. Killmonger is going to be...
And we know her from...
We know her from, what is that? Have and Have Nots. Tyler Perry movies, a couple of different things. But Tika Sumpter, look her up. She's gonna be the next Storm.
Because Wakanda was shot in Tyler Perry's studio.
I'm telling you, this is gonna
Tyler
happen.
Perry has something to do with this new novel. Yes.
I'm also gonna give you another spoiler about Eric Killmonger. He is gonna be brought back. In the comics, he's brought back by the Mandarin. In the MCU, he's gonna be brought back by Santos. In the second one, I'm telling you, this is what's gonna happen.
All right, okay. Keep us always good with the spoilers.
All right.
And I'll tell you what this means.
Yeah, of course.
1 minute.
Let me see. I think it means I Heart Sci-Fi, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I got you.
I love sci-fi.
Yeah. Okay, what am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to Avengers Infinity War. If there's a project that doesn't exist that I really want to see, I would love to see what they have in store for Spider-Man Homecoming. They already revealed rumors that another A-list Avenger is going to be in Spider-Man Homecoming 2. Whatever that's going to be called, so I'm interested to see who they could be. It could be Captain America. It could be Doctor Strange. It could be Hulk. It could be anyone.
They already had Captain America in Spider-Man Homecoming 1.
Yeah, but that actually interact with Spider-Man, I guess. So I really want to see what they can do. All right, what's up, man?
I'm just saying they could technically do a decent Storm origin.
That'll be good.
I just want the wedding.
As long as the mother comes from Wakanda, because that spoiler was there.
Here's an idea. What if they made, because since Disney has Fox now, what if they made a movie where Wolverine, because Wolverine is old, like he's really old. We see a movie with Wolverine, growing up through the wars and all that stuff, and there's like a cameo where he's teaming up with Captain America in one of the fights.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be badass.
That was Captain America. What's his face?
Wolverine. A cameo.
Oh, okay. Hurry up, we're now pushing it.
Teen Titans. I want to see a Teen Titans movie. Because the cartoons have nothing to do with Teen Titans, and don't even get me started on Go.
Hey, well, Titans is gonna have their own show on the CW. From what
Okay, but we're talking movies. I want a legit, by the books, as much as they can in cinema, Teen Titans film.
Daniel, last comment?
I just hope that when the X-Men goes into Marvel, that they keep Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. They better keep that, and that's about it.
No, they already made that very clear. Bob Iger, the guy in charge of Disney, he already said that Deadpool, they're gonna keep it rated R. You don't have to worry about that. The only thing they're gonna change is the promotion for Deadpool, where it's like they're gonna make it very clear that it's a rated R movie.
We're off mic, guys. Thank you.
Thank you all. Let's get a picture of everybody here. Let me get a picture. Live stream is over. Thank you.